Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Conscious Cruiser podcast. I am Elisa from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, and I am here with my buddies and pals, Chet from Sea Lake Journeys and Scott from Controversial Cruising. And I'm just gonna keep us on track here, or at least try to. We just coming back from the holiday break, so I'm still gonna throw out a Happy New Year to you. Hope it's not too late into January where people are like, "Happy New Year, what is she talking about?" But while we were away on the Christmas break, you have time to reflect. You have
Mhm.
time to think about the new year and what you did in the past, and it got me onto the track of thinking about my first cruise, which was in 1986. So today we're going to talk about how has cruising changed from 1986 to 2026 and what you need to know before you go.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Elisa, Chet, and Scott.
We still love that music. We're just swaying along, getting into our cruise mode.
Finding out your chair needs a little WD-40.
Yeah, like, uh-oh, I hope they can't hear that. Anyway, how are you guys?
Good. I am out of the holiday buzz. I got out of that fog of between Christmas and New Year's where you don't know what day it is, if you're going to work, if you even have a job, what planet you're on. I'm out of that finally. So
So
back into the
glad.
conscious cruiser world. Yeah. That time in between Christmas and New Year's where you don't know really
Yes.
where I'm just living. I'm here.
Yeah, the days turn into hours. How
They
Yes.
really
fast
do.
it
They
goes.
really do.
Yes. That is true. That is true. Well, we count on cruising and talking about cruising to always bring us
Mhm.
back, and bring us back together. So let's get going and we'll just dive into our questions here. And would you guys, I know I said I started cruising in 1986. I remember that cruise very well. It was on the big red boat. And things have definitely changed since then. I think you guys started cruising about the same time in the late 80s, early 90s. So what do we think? Did cruising look different? And was it more special then or more special now? What do you think? I'll start with you, Chet.
Well, I actually didn't start cruising until 2004 when I was 40 years
Oh,
old. Yeah. Yeah. I was a late bloomer but I did get to watch the Love Boat. So does that count?
yes. That's what we have the basis of all of our cruise knowledge, I think.
But as far as it feeling more restrictive, I didn't at the time. I would say no. And restrictive. I mean, as far as there was a couple things, like the dining. You either had early dining or you had late dining. There was no anytime dining
Yeah.
back then. And one restrictive thing was when you had to do the embarkation, you have to do the fire drill there. The
Yes. The mustard
whatever it's
drill.
called.
The
Yeah, the
mustard
mustard
drill.
drill. You
The
had to
ketchup
go
though.
out there physically, put that life
Yes.
vest on, and stand out there.
Yeah.
Now that felt pretty restrictive. That was one
Yes.
thing
Present.
I
I'm
was
here.
Yes, it
I was
was
glad to
for
get rid
sure.
of that.
Yes.
So there's a yes, it felt restrictive as far as the dining times were limited, which back then I didn't care. That didn't bother me. But that restrictive, get out there and do that mustard drill on that hot deck when it's 358 degrees and you're out there for an hour waiting for some guy in the pool that ain't
Yes.
coming. Uh, yeah, so it's a yes and no. And also, they were more into the dress codes, and
Mhm.
which is okay with me.
Yes.
That don't bother me, but I know today's world it bothers a lot of people. So
Yes.
yes, maybe it's a little more restrictive, but mostly I would say nah, not really, except for a
No,
couple
not
things.
really.
Mhm.
Except for a couple
Okay.
things.
Scott, what about for you? Do you recall? So you know
Well,
you were
in
yeah
1986, I was cruising
a
down the fallopian.
youngin.
So that was the only cruising I was doing, and I was trying
Cruising
to
down a fallopian
find my
tube.
way, down into the world. But I will tell you, as old as young, not as old, as
As
young as
young.
2, I was on a
Hmm.
cruise. So that first cruise was actually a themed cruise. If you guys aren't aware of what themed cruises are, they can be anything from like a themed Comic-Con cruise to a themed Teletubbies cruise to a themed NFL cruise, which is like, let's just say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It could be Mickey Mouse and Disney. Actually, it really can't because that's copyrighted. But it could be like, this one that I particularly went on back then was Hanna-Barbera. If you guys
Mm,
remember Hanna-Barbera, that is
yeah.
Cartoon Network.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning, exactly. Saturday morning cartoons. So my parents took me on that cruise as 2 because there would be a lot of cartoon characters there. Apparently, I cried my eyes out and I was scared of every cartoon character that tried to come up to me, and they said it was not an enjoyable cruise. But that was my first cruise. I don't really remember it, but I can definitely say that there were a lot less restrictions back then. You would not probably see a cruise like a Hanna-Barbera cruise now in 2026. Yes, there are themed cruises, but it's not going to be as intricate as that, and there's not going to be
Hmm.
as many cartoon characters and things like that as there was. And now I think we're more restrictive in cruising because of rules being broken. And I wouldn't just say vloggers, but influencers. I love to do this. Influencers that have ruined things and shown different things on the internet. Like, hey, it's a hack. You can bring on your blah blah blah, or you could do this, and then now it's all restricted because they know, okay, well, this is one way that people are getting it on, or people are doing this way, right? So
Mhm.
I think humanity, I guess, in a way, from 86 to now has kind of ruined that in a way for us. So yes, the cruise lines have to be more restrictive because they have to watch out for themselves, they have to watch out for you, and they have to watch out for the safety of everybody else. So yeah. Cruising is more restrictive now, unfortunately. It just is. That's the way of the world.
Interesting, interesting. And what I remember is really more, I guess what you're saying, how things have changed. The technology definitely changed. I do remember when we were boarding the ship, I was expecting a more of a Love Boat kind of welcome. I was
Yeah.
expecting Julie McCoy to be standing there with her clipboard and asking for
Mhm.
my name to check me in. Okay, that's not exactly what we got, but it was all paper. We flew down to Miami. They had the terminal that much smaller, obviously, than what it is today.
Yeah.
And there was a series of like a queue line, and you went to there probably were like maybe 4 people at a desk. It was very small. And you went up and you had to present all of the papers, all of the tickets for them to check you in. And now, of course, we can't live without an app, and we we
Mhm.
want to do all that stuff well in advance so we can just breeze right on. So those are the kinds of things that I remember as being the big differences, the big changes from then to now, where it would technology has grown.
I don't really think that really changed too much until like after Y2K. Right,
Yes.
because you wanna know what I would say, like, actually, I would say probably 10 years after Y2K, because I can still remember taking cruisers, on their first time cruises, and I would print out a whole cruise folder, right? Because you would need
Hmm.
your boarding pass, you would need all the cruise contract, you would need your copy of, whatever, if they were using birth certificates, so everything would just go in one
Yes.
folder, and it would say, April 2004, Scott and, Patty. I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
So I
It
used to
was a
do
lot.
that,
It was a
and
lot of papers. It was
a
a
lot of
lot of
papers.
papers.
Like, there was so many papers you would print out. It was like, why, why? But you needed it. So
You did.
Yep.
You needed it. You needed it. All right. Well, let's go on to the next question. Sort of a no before you go. And Scott already kind of hinted at it. There was a big shift, a big change, I would say, in the 2000s to 2010s
mhm.
about. Do you think that that was sort of our golden era of cruising? Like, was that when everything was great? That's when everything was amazing. That's when I started really getting the bug. What do you think?
Definitely for us. I mean, we were kicking it in high gear in that time period, and we couldn't get on a cruise fast enough. We always wanted to go. We didn't seem to have issues like you see across the news nowadays. There weren't people going overboard. There weren't people, drug dogs going down the hall to get people who bring drugs on board. There weren't people sneaking a whole bunch of other contraband on board, everything from weapons to alcohol or whatever. There was no reports of fighting and things like that, and I just don't remember people misbehaving and all that. People were still looking at cruising a little bit through the Love Boat lens, a little bit. Let's be classy. We're going to have a good time, but we can do it in a respectable way to ourselves and the passengers around us and to the crew. Still a lot more respect and that kind of atmosphere and fun. Less stuff that's going to be newsworthy. You know what I mean? So I do believe we were in the golden age at that time. It was before all these issues now are just every day. You get the cruise news, something happened. Something happened.
Sure.
You didn't hear about a bunch of stuff like that back then. It was just, hey, you're going on a cruise and it's fun. And it was just becoming, I think, affordable for more people. It wasn't affordable for everybody,
right,
like they're trying to do now. But it was affordable for most people. And I think that was a great change, because then we were able to go at 40 years old. We finally made enough money to go on a cruise. But I think if I had to pick a golden age in my lifetime, I would say that period. Yeah.
Scott.
I mean, look, cruising is getting better and better, right? Let's look at it from two standpoints. Cruising is getting better and better, right? The ships are getting bigger, right? They're building heightened anticipation for almost having floating cities, right? You thought that World America was big. No. Princess and Celebrity and they're all, and Royal, they're all going to up each other. And then the next cruise company is going to up that. So don't even worry. Cruising is getting better and better and better, right? There are more things to do on the ship. However, I'm gonna strike a chord here for most of you. When I think the golden era of cruising ended. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, I don't think cruising is bad right now, but the golden era of cruising ended. Ready? Listening up?
We're listening.
When they took away the midnight buffet. That's right. And now I'm not talking about Carnival's late night snacks, the chicken tenders that you can throw against the wall, they come back and you eat them. No, I'm not talking about the late night time. I'm talking about the midnight buffet, where they had the carved fruit. They had the guy that supposedly made all the food with the hat, right? Came around, right? Everything was out. You had charcuterie boards. You had hot dogs. You had filet mignon at 12 o'clock at night. You're like, what's going on? Like, I mean, you had desserts. You had mousse. You had everything that you could ever imagine at midnight.
The chocolate fountain.
Chocolate
fountains and the nacho fountains. You had Chet over there dancing at the end. Like, you want a plate? Like, here.
I was always there.
That was the golden age of cruising. Oh my Lord. Right? I mean, that was an era of cruising that I don't think when we were in it, we appreciated it enough. And now, I will say thank you, Mom. I know you will probably listen to this 2 years after it airs, but thank you, Mom, for saving all of those books that I thought were probably ridiculous when I was younger, of all of the cruises. Because back then, also what changed is you used to have these albums and these notebooks that cruisers used to sell. You put your pictures here, do this, do that. It's a scrapbook. It's kind of like a scrapbook, basically, right? And my mom loved all that. Oh my God, she was like the scrapbooker. And hey, you two stand over there. No, smile, stop it, right? And she used to take all the pictures. And now when I go and visit, I actually took those out and I looked. I'm like, holy crap. Look. Well, first of all, I'm ugly as shit. So, I got those glasses. I got the bowl haircut. It looks like you put a bowl in my hair. And anyway, right? I was able to look back at all of those and be like, oh my God, I remember that my aunt's birthday cruise. I remember this. I remember and I'm going through all of this, remembering all of this now, right? Being able to close my eyes and be there, right? And remembering that was the golden era of cruising, and seeing the midnight buffet. I'm like, there's a picture of it, the carved watermelon, and oh my God, the layout. It was done to the nines. Like back then,
Yes.
in the 90s, it was done, and I'm sure in 70s and 60s, and everybody that wants to chime in, but in the 90s and early 2000s, when I was cruising, that was really like the golden era, and everything was done to the nines. And little did I realize, 30 years later, I don't have the bowl haircut anymore, but now things have still been taken away, and now we just have fried chicken nuggets, and we're calling it a midnight buffet. No, I don't want the leftover weenies. I carve an orange or something. Throw it at me.
Well, I agree with you both. Actually, I think that is what Chet was saying about us still being fresh off of visions of the Love Boat, and it was thought of as kind of a luxury thing. You really could go and have this experience, but once you got on board, especially with Carnivals, because Carnival was the biggest, most accessible player to us at that time. You had the Fun Ship Kathy Lee Gifford take over, and people are doing the belly flop contests and the all these little things that were more for sure more adult oriented, more things that they can no longer say and do. I mean, I saw a clip of a cabin steward helping someone help a lady zip up her dress. I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? So those kind of things wouldn't fly today, but I would love it, love it, love it if they brought back the midnight buffets. Like Scott is saying, I'm not really a late night person, but I stayed awake to go to that chocolate buffet at midnight that they did once the cruise. It was amazing. It was amazing. So yeah, I do think that times have changed, but I missed a little bit of that. The dressing up, the feeling like it was this really glam experience. You can still get that, but it's different. It's different now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
yes.
Well, before we go on to the next, section of our podcast here, I think it might be time for a word from our sponsor today.
Would that sponsor happen to be
me?
Happen to be?
Uh-oh. We got two sponsors today.
Oh, we have a new one today. Carnival Cruise Lines. Thank you.
Cruise line, the most popular cruise line in the world. In the morning, in the evening, ain't we got fun?
Yeah.
Much money, oh, but honey, ain't we got fun? The food is great here. There's never a bill. We'll pay up late, dear. Let's not miss a thrill. Sunny weather, all together, we've got the fun. Take a 3, 4, or 7-day cruise on Carnival, the most popular cruise.
Yeah. And now, fast forward to 2026, and you want to see the version of that? Two lovely, lovely people that know how to dance. Let's dance on over to Sea Lake Journeys.
Dance instructor.
Hi, I'm Robin. This is Chet, and we're Sea Lake Journeys.
That's right. So come on with us, and we're going to show you the ships, ports, and the excursions that we do while we're cruising.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course, YouTube.
That's right. So come on and join us on all the fun things we're going to do. We also have live shows Wednesday and Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern Time and Sunday night at 6 p.m. So come on and join us there too.
And don't forget, we have a wide variety of videos on YouTube, from everything from the food, to the rooms, to the excursions, to the ships.
That's right. So come on and join us for the fun here at Sea Lake Journeys.
I don't know who that lady is on there, but she sure is hot. I'll call her later.
Not
like, hey,
clickbait.
Robin.
On the thumbnail too, by the way, not clickbait.
That was also a great Carnival clip, and exactly what I was talking about with the Kathy Lee Gifford commercials on the all the fun all together kind of thing. I definitely.
What year was that?
80. It said 85 or 86. Oh wait.
Okay. Did you notice something about that? Notice two things about that.
1985. Yeah.
Everybody was all
And
kind of dressed up, looking
everybody
like.
was.
And number
Yep.
two, $325 for a 3-day cruise. What's the price?
Oh, I
for
missed the
3
price. I missed the price.
Oh, it's still $325 for a 3-day cruise.
They try to keep it. They try to keep it.
But that's
That's
just it.
funny.
I
No,
mean,
I missed the price. But yeah, I did notice the dressing up, and I noticed how, and they still do that. But it's all about the having fun all together. You get to meet all these people from all over and interact and have a good
yep.
time. I don't know if we do that as much today. Obviously, they have the big theaters and they're trying to handle the big number of people. But I do think there's more customization so people can have these private ish experiences. Do you guys think that?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think that's a change? And what do you prefer? The group or the
It's
more
hard to get a
private
group table.
exclusive?
It is
Yeah.
hard to get a group table. They always want to put us at a deuce. And we're like, hey, you got a share table? Well, now it's starting to open back up again. The last couple cruises are like, oh, yeah, we got a share table. But, man, for a couple of years there, coming out of COVID, it was like, no, we don't have a share table. No, we don't have a share table. And they would
Yeah.
not put us with other tables, wouldn't put nobody with us. Be like, hey, anybody want to sit with us? And everybody's like, oh. So yeah, that's definitely changed, Jim.
Yeah, I think I met a lot of people at the group tables, and had people that you kept in touch with for a long time afterwards. So it was something to be said for that. I know people are more, they keep to themselves more, and of course the pandemic changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the automatic, they want to put you at a two person table if it's just a couple is different. It's definitely a different mindset.
Yeah, and we like group tables.
They like people. They like
Yeah.
people.
As long as they don't smell. If they smell, no.
That's a no. All right. Well, I guess it's time for the question of the cast. Yes. What has stayed the same over all these years that has kept you cruising? What do you still love about cruising?
Being out on the ocean, just being out on the ocean, not having a responsibility. It is, my kind of release away from, I wouldn't say a release away from, but, it's that vacation where, you can wake up somewhere different every single day, whether it's the ocean, whether it's, don't get off if it's the ocean, but whether it's the ocean, whether it's somewhere Caribbean, whether it's Alaska, whether it's Italy, whether it's Rome, whether it's Hawaii, you can wake up somewhere different every single day. And I think cruising is the only actual way to do that. And that is one thing that has not changed about cruising. And one of the real big reasons of why I cruise. So
just go ahead, Scott. Or go ahead, Chet.
I think there's something psychological about it. I know for me and Robin from Sea Lake Journeys, when we're leaving home, we know we're going on that trip. We start to feel all the tension and everything that you have at home, the bills, the work, the this and the that, you're leaving that behind. And then when you get on that ship and that ship's sailing away, it's really breaking away from it. They got that psychology thing where you write all your troubles down on a piece of paper and you wrinkle it up and you throw it away. Well, I feel like when we step on that ship and it sails away, all that stuff is over there and it can't reach us out here. And it really is a psychological break for us, physical, mental, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. But really right between the ears is where it is so effective for us, better than anything on land. And we just love it. To get on that ship and get away, it works for us. If you haven't tried it, if you want to be a first-time cruiser, you've never done it, I recommend it, especially if you got a high-stress thing, a job or high-stress life for whatever reason. I recommend a cruise. If I was a psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever, a mentor to somebody, and I'd say, you know what you need to do to get some of that stress out? Go get on a cruise ship.
That is so.
If you want to party that tension away, or if you want to sleep it off, whatever you want to do, or if you want entertainment to get your mind off of it, or you want to go to a different location and go around a different place in the world, you can do all of that in the same week. How about that?
The same week. In the same week. And again, my answer is kind of a combination of that. And I learned a little fun fact as I was putting this topic together, is that, and you all may know this, but the term ocean liner, do we know what that means? Ocean liners refer to the cruise companies, but they literally went across the ocean, point A to point B. So
Yep.
Southampton to New York, that was crossing the ocean. And what we like now is all the stuff in between, while
Yeah.
you're and maybe not a direct stop, or direct path, go to an island here, an island there, and have these great experiences and the world away that is on the cruise ship. So I just
Yeah.
think it's so interesting how we've gone from ocean liners to cruise ship experiences, and we love it, and we love cruising. It's changed a lot over the years, and I'm sure my grandkids someday will be saying, like, you went on that, like that was nothing.
Right?
You
We
used to
got a
shoot the
ship
feet off
three
the back of the
times
ship.
that size now.
Yeah, exactly. It's bigger, it's better, it's faster, it's all the things. So
Right?
anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little stroll down memory lane, and a look
Yeah.
ahead to
Carnival Destiny.
2026 and beyond. Carnival Destiny.
Trivia question. Anybody know what the Carnival Destiny is currently now? She has been renamed. This is a 1980s, 1990 shirt, I believe. Carnival Destiny is now what ship? Put it in the chat below.
For those listening to us on Spotify, you're going to have to hop onto YouTube and check out this fine modeling jobs we have going
Extra
on
trivia
here.
tip. Did you know when the
Yes.
Carnival Destiny came out, it was the largest cruise ship at sea?
Yeah, it was Carnival Destiny. Yeah, no, the Spotify listeners, you could just, what is the Carnival Destiny ship now? What is her name? Carnival Destiny. I should get an updated shirt. I should actually. I have been on that ship, but I did not get an updated shirt. So next time I go, I will get an updated shirt. She has moved.
There's so sad. She has moved. Okay.
There's a hint. She has moved within the last year. So
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, well, you guys, today is Monday, so there will definitely be a Monday mood check. I will see you guys
Oh,
at
the beach spot there.
7 p 7 p.m. These
already
guys
there.
are gonna duke it out for the for the first in line there, but there's plenty of room, so come on in. We'll see you later.
Yeah, come dance on in. That's Chet right there.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
And if you go on over to Go Live Together, give them a little conscious rate and let them know Elisa Chet and Scott sent you. Bye, guys.